it's really something that, you know, there's two sides to this. In one side, you got this statue has been in Hamlets in the beginning for a number of years, then it moved to somewhere else in Yorkshire, I believe. Another hand, you have a situation where with the funding cuts, with the government done so many different, you know, so much cuts, maybe, you know, obviously the council got probably an offer to sell that statue, and as far as I believe, been offered about £20 million. I'm not sure exactly on the right figure. Now you can see, you know, what you can think and say, well, what can we do? You know, with the money, can we make, you know, changes that would affect people's livelihood? If it was to sell that statue, how, you know, how would they make up for the loss? You know, there's loss in different terms. So it's quite a tricky one for anyone to decide whether, you know, it's worth selling the statue, and how we can invest that money.
I believe that Flo should stay. I don't think it should be sold. I grew up with it. It introduced me as a child to the outside world of art, sculpture. Henry Moore is someone who I adore. He actually inspired me to get into art, and I've enjoyed it over many, many decades, and still enjoy it now, and I'd be really upset if it was sold.
Well, it's been a statue for Stepney, Hamlets for years, and it's been well known. Old Flo went up to Yorkshire, we were told, and now we hear that Mayor Rahman wants to sell it, but it was supposed to have been donated by Henry Moore because he was a socialist, and it should be reverted back to the people.
I think it should stay in Tower Hamlets. It was given to the people as a gift, and it should remain in the public domain. I don't agree with it being sold off for any reason, because it's setting a bad precedent, and if we sell off Old Flo, what's going to be next? Well, the value of public art is there, it's because it's there for the public, for them to be in contact with their history and their past, and to also teach their children about the area where they grew up in.
I would want it to remain available to the public, so that should be a condition of sale if it's sold, which I hope it isn't.
আমি নরমালি আমার প্রিয়ার আইডিয়া যা বিক্রি হইতো না, তো এটা একটা স্মৃতি থাকবো পরে নেক্সট যে জেনারেশন যারা আইবা বা আমাদের অল লাইফ অল লং যে এটা একটা স্মৃতি থাকতো, নো সেল বিক্রি হইতো না, আমি চাই না আমার মতে।
এটার কথা জেনে এই একটা স্মৃতি বেশি জেনে এই পয়সা দিয়ে জেনে তাই না একবারে জয় যাইবা শান্তি যাইবা তেমন তো একটা কিছু নাই, জেনে একটা স্মৃতি বেশি তাই নি ও পয়সা দিয়ে তাই যে সমাধান করিলতে পারবা সব সমস্যা এমন কিছু নাই। তো এটা না বেচা আমার মতামত কি ভালো।
The only problem if they sell it to cut the budget or whatever it is, I don't think so we should sell those, because when the next generation will come, we can probably show them this is part of our British culture.
I think it should be saved for the people of the community and country to enjoy it.
When I first heard about it, I couldn't believe it. I mean, if the thing has been in this part of London for so long, it should stay here. If it's sold by the council, the money will just get evaporated into their budget and go on nothing. You only got to look round this area with all the street art here. It's a lot of culture and art here. Henry Moore is obviously a part of that.
I don't want this history to be sold for financial gains.
I'm a senior citizen and I've lived in Tower Hamlets for many years. And now they want to take poor old Flo away and sell her for 21 million. Well, 21 million pounds is a lot of money. And if it was put to a good, a useful use for the benefit of the people that live in Stepney, maybe we would feel not quite so bad about it. But I personally would like to know how they intend to spend that so-called 21 million before I was happy that they let Old Flo go.
My opinion of Old Flo is a statue that I can walk past and not give a second glance to. I've lived in the East End all my life, and I don't know the history of Old Flo. Well, my opinion is if the statue was sold, it should go to the London hospital. Maybe have a ward called the Old Flo ward.
I say I don't mind the sale for the money go for good use, for the school, for the hospital.
I mean, I've seen the statue in reality because I live quite near where it was. So, and I still don't, as I look at it, I still don't see really what the face is not human and the body's supposed to be human. So I just don't see what's it really about.
Personally, I've not ever heard of that. And I was born here. Probably her and me and the rest of my family have been through an awful lot in this country, in the war and what have you. So I think we've all got a little share in this.
It is favorite statue. People like who love art, they love very much this statue. I know so far she art again about the war. If you see the art of her, we understand or we saw the war situation little bit from her art.
You're talking about very, very big history situations. As soon as you start mentioning bombing and the war, and that's history.
Well, if it's sold, could it be, we'll have to ensure that it does not go out of the country, because if it goes out of the country, there's a possibility that it will never be seen.
So it's going to rich people if they buy it? No, they're already rich, man. Yeah, give it to the people. Like, let it go to the museum, because then you get to see it.
I think that it should be back where it originally was.
I think it should go back to this state.
Well, I don't.
And they should invest in some better security, maybe some lighting.
I think Old Flo should be placed in a secured environment to avoid vandalism.
Tower Hamlets, let's be honest, needs all the beautification it can get, and having Old Flo as one of those objects in the borough would be a good idea.
Well, personally, I would think that it's a good part of history in the local area, so I'd recommend it to go back to the museum, just to keep a part of history in Tower Hamlets, because we're losing it slowly.
When they first brought this statue to light as such, and to purchase it off of Henry Moore, did the public funds pay for this? So now this is the local people's property, really, and not actually Tower Hamlets'.
Art is what makes us human. We need to hold on to those things and maybe look at other ways of helping each other to find solutions to this economic problem.
I think it's a disgrace. We've lost so much of our heritage, East End heritage as it is. I think that really it should stay here. This is where it belongs. I think she looks like an East End woman. Yes, let's keep her.